Hello, welcome to CV and resume writing workshop for undergraduates. I'm super excited to have you here, and I'm so happy that you decided to sign up for this training because this training is going to be a very valuable tool as you prepare for your career journey ahead. As an undergraduate, there's going to come a point where you would graduate, and then you would start applying for jobs, applying for scholarships, applying for internships. So you would need to know what a CV or a resume entail, so that when you get to that point, you would be better positioned, and you'll be well informed on what to do. All right. So a brief introduction about me. My name is Joy Okay, and I'm a human resource professional and a budding personal development coach. Okay, so CV and resume is part of my job as an HR. You get to see a lot of CVs doing job applications. I've had to review CVs upon CVs. I've had to organize and do interviews with people. Okay, so I know certain things that I'm going to be sharing with you today that would help you and prepare you. Okay, because having reviewed several CVs, you find out that it's not everybody that knows how to when it comes to CV or resume, and I trust that by the end of this class you would know how to write a simple CV, you would know how to write a simple resume, and you would know what is required and what is expected in a CV or a resume. Are you ready to learn? Let's go. So what are we going to learn today? We are going to be looking at the introduction to CV and resume in simple terms. We'll look at why do you need a CV or resume? Why do you need to learn how to write one? What's the difference between a CV or a resume? I guess you do not know that there's a difference. There's actually a difference. What's the CV framework like? How do you write a CV? What's the resume framework like? How do you write a resume? And then we'll look at important points to note as you write your CV or your resume. Then I would also go through a real-time resume with you and show you how it is, and then I would share as extra how you can gain work experience and valuable skills as an undergraduate. You don't need to wait till you're a graduate before you start gaining work experience. You have the time now to gain work experience even as an undergraduate. I will share that in the course of this lesson. Also share with you how you can harness your skill through personal development. Yes, I love personal development, and I'm a personal development enthusiast. And if you want to be with me, you have to be a personal development enthusiast as well. I love developing myself personally. I love helping others develop themselves personally. In fact, in the world of career, in the world of business, whatever path you choose, you're going to need a valuable tool, which is personal development. As long as you keep developing yourself, you will keep adding value to yourself, and you will definitely stand out. So that's why I love personal development. I'll also share free softwares where you can go to improve your writing and editing skills. Okay, I'll also share free sites where you can go to learn, to teach what you know, and even as an undergraduate. So let's go ahead. Introduction to CV and resume in simple terms. Simple what? Terms. I don't like bogus and jargons. Let's just keep it simple. So CV is an abbreviation of the Latin phrase curriculum vitae. It's an abbreviation of the Latin phrase curriculum vitae. It means course of life. It is a document highlighting. It's a detailed document highlighting your professional and career history. Okay, so your CV is supposed to show us when you started school in kindergarten to now that you are a graduate, or you're a professor, or you are a master's holder, or you are an undergraduate. It's that detailed. So just looking at your CV, I should be able to say, this is a biography of this person's career and professional life. That's how detailed the CV is, okay? Then your CV or your resume is the first impression an employer or institution has of you. Okay, so it's just like a guy introducing his girlfriend to his guys, and he's like, oh, this girl, she's so fine, she can cook, she's so respectful, she's so godly, all of that, she's a prayer warrior. All of those amazing qualities. As he's doing that, what is happening in the mind of his friends? His friends are already visualizing how this girl will look like. Oh, this girl is an angel from heaven. They're already thinking like they're already having an impression of this lady even without seeing her. That is how your CV, your resume is to the recruiter, to your employer. Just looking at your resume, I should be able to say, okay, this person is fit for this role, or this person is not fit for the role. Okay, so imagine that you have all the skills, all the knowledge, all the abilities for the job, but your CV or your resume is poorly written. You're shooting yourself in the leg. So that is why this class is super important for you, okay? Because you want to give the perfect first impression to your employer, right? So your resume is what you submit when you want to apply for a job. So you will need it at any point where you want to apply for a job. So even if you want to be a CEO, you don't want to work for anybody, you're going to employ people, right? So these people will submit their CV. So if you have a knowledge of how a CV should be like, you'll be able to carry out recruitment properly, right? So either ways, whether you are the employer or the employee, you need to know what a CV or a resume entail, or what it looks like, so that you can, hire the right people. Now, many people use the term CV, resume interchangeably, but they are not exactly the same, right? In recent times, the words CV and resume are beginning to be that they are being used to mean the same thing. Especially in most applications you see today, they will say submit your CV to so email if you want to apply for this job and all of that. But there is a difference, right? And that's the purpose of this class, to help clarify that and help you know what the differences are as well. Okay, let's move on. So why do you need a CV or a resume? Like we said earlier, your CV or your resume serves as the first point of call for any job application. Any job application, you will need your CV or your resume. Okay, so it's so important that even as an undergraduate, you can have a well-written resume and apply for jobs even as an undergraduate. That's how important it is. So you don't even need to wait and say, until I'm a graduate before I apply for jobs. Even as an undergraduate, you can apply for internships, you can apply for jobs, you can apply for fellowships, you can apply for programs, and you stand at an advantage because you know how to write your own CV. Okay, so when applying for scholarships, fellowships, grants, internships, you would need to submit your CV or your resume. Okay, and as you advance in your career, your CV and your resume ought to become rich and updated with your achievements. So even when you've written your CV, it doesn't just end there. It's supposed to improve as you grow in your career. As you improve in your career, your CV is supposed to improve as well. Okay, I'll give you an example. So I was talking with someone that has worked with an organization for more than 15 years, and the person's CV was not reflecting those 15 years. If you look at the person's CV, you would think the person's CV was someone that just spent only 2 years in the company. She did not update her CV with the accomplishments, with what she has done in the company. Someone with 15 years experience, you're expecting that the CV should be like 10 pages, because yes, it's expected that as you're improving in your career, as you're advancing in your career, your CV too is, becoming rich with your accomplishments, with your improvements, with your trainings, but it was not reflecting in the person's CV. Okay, so you have the years of experience up here, but there's no evidence written down to show that this person is very good for the job. Okay, so don't make that mistake. As you improve in your career, as you grow in your career, your CV ought to be updated on a monthly basis. So, on a monthly basis, if it's possible, it needs to be updated. That's why you need to keep a career, a work journal where you jot down your accomplishments, where you review all of your improvements as you grew in your career. All right, so everybody needs a CV irrespective of their career path. So I already mentioned that even if you are the employer, you are the CEO, you will need a CV. Yeah, imagine that you're invited. Imagine, let's use Tony Elumelu is invited to speak at an event. He's not an employer, right? But they will ask, okay, sir, can we have your CV? They would need to read out your CV during the event. So you will need a CV at any point, at every point in your career journey, whether you're going to use it or not. You still need one. All right. So let's go on. So why do you need to learn how to write your CV? Why this whole class? Why is this so important to learn how to write your CV? You will need your CV at every point in your career journey. So imagine that you don't know how to write your CV. Is it every time you'll be reaching out to somebody to write your CV for you? Is it every time you want to apply for 100 jobs, you reach out to you pay someone to help you write your CV for 100 of those different jobs? So you will need it at every point in your career. It's easy to learn, all right? So it's not as complicated as it is. Although there's room for improvement, but it's easy to learn, all right? You will save money and have opportunities to even write for your friends. Right? You save money, you have opportunity to write for your friends. You can even start a CV or resume business, writing as a business. You can. And it's an additional skill. It's an additional skill. So it's very important to know how to write. So what is the difference between a CV and a resume? We've been saying there's a difference. So what's the difference? So a resume is a summary of your work experience, your skills, your education. It's a summary. You use your resume when you want to apply for jobs. You want to apply for an accounting role. Your resume is fitted for that role that you're applying for. It's a summary of your work experience, skills, and education. All right, but your CV is more detailed and it's largely focused on your academic work and research. All right, so you use your CV when you're applying for scholarships, fellowships, grants, lecturing roles, medical roles. You would use your CV. But when you're applying for normal corporate roles, you use your resume because your resume is shorter, it's a summary, it's smaller, it's more concise. But your CV is longer, it's detailed, it has coursework, academic research here and there, so it's more, detailed. Okay, so that's different basically. So what's the CV framework like? How should your CV be framed as an undergraduate? So based on the experience you have, even if you're not an undergraduate, you can follow this framework and be able to write your CV. All right. So the first thing is your contact information. The first thing is your what? Contact information. Your educational history, professional experience if you have. If you don't have, you can remove it. Then your volunteer work, if you have volunteering experience, of which you should have as an undergraduate. Volunteer, you need that in your CV. Then if you have internship experience, this is where you can actually add it as well. Your professional certification too. If you obtained any professional certifications as an undergraduate, you can add it. Then your skills, the skills that you have, you can put it there. Then awards, honors as an undergraduate, can put it here. Then your publications, your undergraduate projects, your term papers, all of those important information that you had as an undergraduate, those term papers you wrote, those projects you did, they are very important. Though, don't just do it anyhow. You can actually publish them and put them as published work in your CV. All right. So if you have professional associations, maybe you have a professional association with UNICEF, it's United Nations, all of this international body, recognized body. Maybe you're in Yali. There's so many of them that are internationally recognized. You can put them on your CV as well. Then hobbies and interests, you can put that as well. It's optional though. Then referee is also optional. Now for the issue of referees, it's important that if you want to put your referee, it's good to put your referee on your CV, but most times you can just put available upon request. But if you want to put your referees on your CV, it's good. It's good. But just ensure that whoever you're putting on as your referee, someone that can vouch and recommend you, someone that knows you, someone that has worked with you, someone that knows your skills, knows your ability, knows your intellectual capacity, someone that has seen your work. This is someone, that's the kind of person you should have as your reference, because your reference or your referees are those people that would vouch, that can guarantee, that would recommend you for the work. All right. So even as an HR professional, we get to call these referees, ask them questions about this candidate. So it's important you put someone that can vouch for you, someone that knows your work, that knows what you can do as regards the work or the job you're applying for. And then it's also important that you inform them that you're putting them as your referees, so that they will be aware in case they receive any call from any organization. All right, so it's important. Okay, so here's a simple snapshot of a CV format. Okay, I got this from indeed.com. All right, so if you look at this, you can see how simple it is. So the first is your contact information. Then summary. We'll come to this summary part, right? Because I didn't mention it as part of what you should put on your CV. But yes, you can actually put a summary on your CV. But if you don't have a summary is just like a career objective, rather. Not instead of summary, you can use career objective, right? In this section for summary. Then professional history, then education history, then skills, then award and achievements, then published work. So this is just it's not a cast on stone approach, right? It's just a template. It's just a snapshot of how simple your CV can look, right? So we'll get into the details now. So how to write a CV? There is a how. Are you ready to see the how? Are you ready? All right, so let's go. So start with your contact information, please. It's very important. Don't put your contact information at the last. Put it as the first. So what should be in your contact information? Your full name, your phone number, your email address, your state, country, and zip code. Why did I include zip code? Zip code is just like when you go online and search zip code of so local government. Just put your local government and say zip code of this local government. You're going to see the zip code of where you're staying, of your local government, of your street, of your bus stop. You're going to see it online. Put it there. Now the reason why I put it as part of your contact information is because if you apply for international jobs or fellowships and scholarships, they would want to know they usually have a space for zip code. They would love to know like where exactly you're residing. Okay, so it's important to put the zip code. But if it's you can put it, you can leave it though if you don't want to. But you can put it if you have the information, put it there. All right. So that zip code can even cover, instead of writing your full address, you just put your zip code. All right. So it saves you that stress of putting your full address. So putting your zip code just covers your location, your address, right? Then detail your academic history from the most recent. Okay. Of course, as an undergraduate now, it's expected that you are still in school, or you just finished school, or you're a fresh graduate. So you start with your academic history from the most recent. So I used an example here. So from this example, you see I stated the name of the school first: University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Enugu State. Bachelor's of Science in Mathematics, year 2018. 2018 is my year of graduation. Okay, that was the year I graduated. Then CGPA 4.99. Okay, so let me explain. The reason why I put this CGPA 4.99 is because this 4.99 is a high score. This is not my real CGPA, and my CGPA is not my CV. So please, if your CGPA is not high, there's no need to put it though. And the reason also why I put it is that most applications that you might see might say that they want a first class graduate, or they want someone that is a first class this one that. And because this person that has this CV made 4.99 in their as their CGPA, is a good score, and it's going to place me at an advantage. That's why I put it there. Okay, so if your CGPA is not going to put you at any advantage, just remove it. There's no point. Don't put yourself under pressure. Okay, like I said, I do not have my CGPA inside. Okay, so this is just to add add just like an advantage because I scored 4.99. Okay, so the next is my federal secondary school or Ojo Enugu State secondary school certificate, and then I used the year I obtained, then my first school living certificate as well. Right, so I included here university, secondary school, and primary school. Why? Because this is a fresh CV. I'm just coming out from school. I don't have much experience, so you just use this academic to pile up, cover space. But as you advance in your career, at some point you will have to remove your secondary school and your primary school and just leave your university education. Yes, because your CV can be as long as 3 pages. You wouldn't need all of this information anymore. Just put the most recent, which is the university. Okay, but for now that you don't have much experience, you can just leave all of them now. Okay, I believe this makes sense. All right, so let's just move on to then record your work experience from the most recent. So everything is supposed to start from what? Most recent, education, most recent, work experience, most recent. Why? Okay, so from this you see an example: ABC accounting firm, Lagos State, account intern, that's the job title. Then January 2018 to January 2019, that was my start date to end date. Okay, then underneath it I now stated key achievements and responsibilities. You can decide to use only key achievements, or you can decide to use only key responsibilities, but ensure that as you list your responsibilities or achievements, start with your key achievements. Start with your key achievements. Okay, let me go back because I want to explain certain things now. So in your work experience section, it's important that you highlight your key achievements. It's important that you highlight your key achievements. Why? Because those are the things that will stand out when the recruiter is reviewing your CV. So let's look at this person's key achievements. He said assisted in reducing operation costs by 25% by introducing electronic means of communication. So this person assisted the company to reduce operation costs by 25%. So it's very important that you include the value you added in that organization while you were working there, not just to list your responsibility. It's just like maybe you worked as an office assistant, then you want to list your responsibility. You start writing, I sweep the floor every day, I clean the chair. Number 3, I went to away the dirty outside. Those are responsibilities. Everybody knows that that's what you're supposed to do as an office assistant. Okay, so it doesn't really stand out, it doesn't make any difference, doesn't even strike anything. But the moment you highlight what's your key achievement, I assisted the company to do this, I helped the company to reduce cost, I helped to increase the revenue of the company, then you're making sense. Now you're talking value. Okay, there are 3 things that organizations look out for when they are reviewing CVs. They want to see someone that can help them reduce costs. Can this person reduce costs? Can this person help us increase value? Can this person help us increase our revenue? Can this person help us improve our company's brand? If your CV is not reflecting any of these value propositions, you need to review that CV, or you need to look at what you're doing. All right? So look at another thing the person wrote. I trained 5 accounting interns on Excel and accounting basis. Wow. So this is already telling whoever that is reviewing the CV that this person has training skills, or this person has leadership capability, or this person can help us reduce costs. Do you understand? So it's important that as you're working in an organization, don't just relax and say, I'll just do my work. Nobody should stress me. I just do only my work that they paid me, they employed me for. If you have that mindset, I think you need to listen to this. You need to add value to an organization. You need to add value to your organization, not just for them. You would need it in your next career bus stop. You will need it in your next career bus stop. Okay, so be a person of value. Wherever you are, ensure that you're adding value. Ensure you're adding value. So that when you want to write your CV, you'll be looking at your key achievements. You'll be looking at writing your key, not just your responsibilities. Because of course, as an accounting intern from this, we all know what an accounting intern is. This person that is an accounting intern is obviously working in the accounting department, probably as assisting in the accounting functions and all of that. But the person went ahead to highlight something that is of importance: reduction of operation costs by 25%. So you see that whoever that is reading this CV will not just be looking at an accounting intern, we're looking at someone that has value, someone that has done something in their previous place of work, and this person of course will be able to add value in our work, in our organization. Okay, so your CV is very, very important. The way you write it is very, very important. That's why I'm showing you these examples. All right, now the next would be to include relevant soft and hard skills and qualifications you acquired as an undergraduate. So there are so many skills that organizations are looking out for, and you can start working on these skills even as an undergraduate. You can earn certifications on these skills as well. Communication skills, social media management, graphic design, team building, writing, public speaking, Microsoft Suite, Excel, PowerPoint, research, time management, interpersonal skills, etc. There are so many skills. But ensure that whatever skills you're adding in your CV, they are relevant to the job you are applying for. So if the job you're applying for, we want someone that has advanced Excel skills. If you have advanced Excel skills, add it. Do you understand? So whatever job application, ensure that whatever you're putting on your job application is the skill that you possess, is the skills that you have, or you're currently training on, or you're currently working on. So don't just put anything as in so that you just put skills there. Put the words you have that are relevant to the job you are applying for. All right. And most you will be applying for require most of these skills here. Okay, so it's important that you follow or have the skills. Okay, then list honors, awards you received as an undergraduate that are relevant to the job or that show your leadership capability. Okay, so I currently reviewed a CV of somebody, and the person is applying for a master's program abroad, and they require a CV. Okay, and from the person's CV, you would see a lot of person has work experience, person has a lot of skills and all of that. So this is important. These things I'm sharing with you, they are very important. So if you had any award or honors as an undergraduate, put it on your CV as long as they are relevant to the job you're applying for. So maybe the job you're applying for wants someone with leadership capacity, leadership ability, and as an undergraduate, you were the best, you were the best class rep in the faculty, you were the best graduating student in the faculty, you were the best graduating student in the school, you were the best moderator in your fellowship. As long as whatever award you receive is relevant to the job you're applying for, put it there. Okay, now from this example, we have best graduating student award, faculty of arts 2021 graduating set, University of Ibadan, Nigeria. Okay, so this thing is already showing that this person is the best graduating student. It's already showing that this person is a leader. This person would have leadership capability. This person is intelligent. This person is smart. As long as it's relevant to the job. Okay, so maybe you received best female dressed in your faculty, and the job you're applying for do not need that. Please don't put it, okay? Unless what you're applying for is a modeling job, you can put it. But then it's very important that if you have honors and awards, include them in your CV as well. Okay, now include relevant publications, presentations if you did any during your undergraduate years. I know as an undergraduate we do our 10 papers. It's very important. You can actually have those 10 papers published if you do it well. Don't just copy and paste and just let's just submit and just pass. You can actually take that serious. I wish I knew this before now. I would have taken most of my 10 papers very serious and have them published. You can actually publish your 10 papers, your projects. There are different sites out there that you can publish your work. There's academia, there's even LinkedIn have a feature where you can publish articles, even blogs. You can have a blog post and have them published. Okay, list your professional associations, if any. If you don't have, don't worry. Then proofread your CV for error. See, there's nothing like that is like the icing on the cake is the fact that your CV is error proof, like error free. Okay, so ensure you proofread your CV so that where you're supposed to write was, you did not put is, and where you're supposed to put you did not put they. Okay, so proofread your CV. In fact, consider asking a trusted friend or a mentor or a professional CV writer to help you review your CV. Especially if the person is experienced in the industry you're applying for. Okay, so yes, so after you prepare your CV, you can have someone experienced review your CV for you. Very important. Okay, now we'll be looking at resume framework now. So based on the level of experience, just like the CV framework, the resume framework is also follows the same pattern. Okay, so the first is to start with your contact information, your full name, phone number, email address, LinkedIn URL if any, state and country. So for LinkedIn URL, if you're not active on LinkedIn, If you don't have activities on LinkedIn, you've not shared anything on LinkedIn, don't be under pressure to put it on your CV. Please, your phone number and your email address is just fine. It's perfect. It's the most important. Okay. So don't say that you have to put your LinkedIn URL and then you're under pressure. But if you do have your LinkedIn URL and you're active on LinkedIn and you have valuable things that you've shared on LinkedIn, why not go ahead and put that on your CV as well. Okay. Now, next is your career objective. Okay, like I said, in your CV, you can actually have career objective or career summary. Okay, but it's not 100% mandatory for your CV. But for your resume, you might want to put this, right? Your career objective is a section where you describe your career goal. This section is the next after your contact information. This is where you describe your career goal, what you want to achieve in the job role you're applying for, and the value you are bringing into the organization. Okay, so you can easily go online and search for career objective for entry level accounting students. You see so many online. So the goal is not to copy and paste what is online. The goal is to look at what you have online and then modify it to suit your own career goal. So from what you're seeing online, you can modify and then write out something short and very simple that reflects your own career goal. And then of course you have to state the value you're bringing into the organization you're applying for. So even if you're an undergraduate, don't say that you don't have value. You have value, you have skills, you have knowledge, you have experience that you can bring into the organization. So let it be included in your career objective as well. Okay. Now the next will be to your education history. Your education history, just the way we stated in your CV pattern, your CV, you can have next to be your education history. So your university, secondary school, first school leaving certificate. Then internship. If you have internship experience, of course, as an undergraduate, most times you might have the opportunity to intern as an undergraduate. So yes, so your internship experience is also written like the way you write your work experience, right? So you have the name of the company, your job role, key achievements, responsibilities, and all of that. So it follows the same pattern as when you're writing work experience. Okay. So yeah, so if you don't have work experience and you have internship experience, this is the best place to put it in. Okay. Now the next is volunteering experience, if any. It's important. You can put that as well. By the time you put all this in, you find out that your CV is already full. Your CV is already full. So if you have volunteering experience, let's say from this example, you worked with United Nations as the research assistant, then you list your key achievements and responsibilities, assisted in community research work in 5 local governments in Enugu State, prepared and submitted weekly reports of activities. Okay, so even in your voluntary experience, list what you did. It's important that you list what you did and the achievements you had. Okay. Next is to your coursework. If you had any projects you did as an undergraduate, you can put that under the section coursework and all of that. Then you can have next to be your skills, just like in your CV. This is where you list your skills relevant to the job you're applying for. Okay, there's so many skills, so many skills. Okay, today is the section you put it as well. Then extracurricular activities, that's project work, community projects. So if you did any community project as an undergraduate, this is where you put it. And I would also love to say something that it doesn't cost so much to do community projects. It doesn't cost, as long as you're able to get a team of people and you achieve something that is of impact in your community. That is a community project. And the beautiful part about community projects is that when you want to apply for scholarships, internships abroad, They want to see what you've done in your community. What is the project? What projects have you done in your community to impact your community? Because they are very loud on community development. They are very loud on volunteering experience. Okay, so don't joke with volunteering and then community projects. When you have the opportunity to engage in this activity, do it with your whole heart so that you will have something to write in your CV. Okay, and then next will be important points to note. Important points to note. Important points to note. Always pay attention to the description of the job you are applying for to know if it's a CV or a resume you need to submit. Some job application will tell you submit your CV. Some say submit your resume. But just know that when you apply for a scholarship, you need a CV. When you're applying for an international scholarship, fellowship, you need a CV. Okay, because your CV is detailed. But if it's a job, a simple corporate job, your resume is perfect. Okay, use readable font styles like Arial or Times New Roman. Okay, so please don't use all those funky styles on your word. Use These are readable styles that are generally acceptable. Okay, please don't title your document as curriculum vitae. No, we get to see those blunders once in a while. Okay, please don't write curriculum vitae at the top of your document. The document itself is a curriculum vitae. You don't need to state it on it and write curriculum vitae then your name. It doesn't show that you are not knowledgeable about it. So please remove it. Okay, remove it. Then keep your font style size between 10 and 12. Okay, you can use 12 for your titles, for your headings, and then 10 font size for the contents under each headings. Okay, then please do not copy and paste someone else's resume or CV. Please, I'm begging you, don't copy and paste because you're going to defend it. You're going to defend whatever you write. So if you write what someone else wrote, and you're not able to defend it, you're shooting yourself in the leg. Okay? Then avoid sending your CV or resume without an email body. Please. Imagine someone comes to your house with a cake and the person just opened your door and just kept the cake on the floor and walked out. How would you feel? You feel this is a rude attitude. That's how it is when you send your CV. You just forward your CV without putting an email body. Please always put an email body. Very simple. Dear sir, dear ma, dear hiring manager, my name is Joy, so, and I'm pleased to apply for the job or for the role of this. Kindly find attached my resume for your perusal. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Very simple, but always put something there. You can even use your cover letter as the body of your email, but don't leave your email body blank. And then always title the email subject. Maybe you're applying for the job of a teacher. Put it there, application for mathematics teacher role. Do you understand? So it makes you look professional and makes you stand out. All right? Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead. Read the job description and make a list of specific job requirements, skills, attributes, experiences, and qualifications. So whenever you have a job description, make a list. Look at the job description. These things that they said that they want, do I have it? That should be the question you should have. You should ask, don't just send your resume to just any kind of job. No. As a lady, you have your ideal man. You already know the kind of man you want to marry. The man must be tall, he must be dark, he must be very this, he must be this, he must be that. Right? That means with this list in your mind, you already know the kind of guy that you're looking out for. Or you already know the kind of lady you're looking out for. That is what you should do when you're writing your CV. Look at what the description says. Does it match with what you have? If yes, then you can now, you know, modify your resume to be able to apply for that particular job. Okay? Then use quantifiable results when talking about your work experience. That is, show how you solved problem in your previous or current organization and the results you achieved. Just like what we read in the accounting intern. Reduced operation cost by 25%, by introducing electronic means of communication. That is a quantifiable result. Okay, so you try to use quantifiable term. I recorded the sales weekly. I trained 100 people. You're using numbers to quantify what you did or what you're doing in your current place of work. Do you understand? Okay. Then use active language like achieved, earned, completed, accomplished, assisted, trained. All of this active language, use them in writing your CV. Choose a 1-inch margin on all sides of your CV. Okay, you can use single line spacing. You can check online to see how you can customize your Word document to have them on one margin on all sides. You can check online. Then use bullet points for better readability. Then you can decide whether you need a unique resume for different jobs. Like we had people ask questions like someone that has a graphic designing experience. I know I know how to do graphic design. I have experience as a graphic designer, and I also have experience as a pharmacist. Okay? Now it's possible to have two different CVs. One for my pharmacy career, another one for my graphic design, skill that I have. So yes, you can actually have different CVs based on the job you're applying for. Ensure that you have the skills necessary to do that job. Do you understand? So don't just say because you know how to use Canva, then you're not a graphic designer. Then you want to have a graphic designer CV. No, please. Ensure that you have the skills that this job is requesting for before you apply. Research about the company you are applying for to learn more about them. Okay, don't just go to a job interview without researching the company. This is a company you want to spend the next 1 year with, the next 2 years with, and you don't even know anything about them. So please research the company, learn about them. It will give you an edge during your interview session. Then there's no need to include date of birth, gender, religion, age, or marital status unless the job application specifically requested for it. Do you understand? There's no need. It's not important. In fact, don't put it there to avoid bias by the recruiter. Okay? So if they want to know all of this information, the company will reach out to you to ask. Do you understand? So don't be under pressure. Unless the job application say it must be a female, the person must be a Christian, the person must be from Imo State, the person must be from Enugu State, the person must be married with 5 children, the person must be between 40 to 50 years. You can now put it there for them. But if they don't require, they didn't ask for all of this information, remove it. Don't put it in your CV. Please remove it. You're occupying space. If the company wants to have this information, they would reach out to you to get the information. And most organizations now, they don't discriminate based on age, gender, sex, religion, whoever. They don't discriminate anymore. So they do not ask for this information. Okay? Then keep your resume simple. Don't over-format. Don't put too much colors. Don't put color. Just leave it blank, white and black, the old-fashioned way. It could look boring, but it's just better that way. Simpler is better. Do you know why it's important to keep your CV simple? It's important because there's something called ATS, Applicant Tracking System. Organizations use this software to sieve out CVs. So when your CV is so colorful, so many colors, you have pictures, you have this on your CV, the ATS cannot read those information. So it might just bounce your application. So keep it simple, black and white, simple, so that the ATS can easily what? Select the information that it needs from your CV. Do you understand? I trust this is making sense, is motivating you, right? Alright, so how to gain work experience as an undergraduate? Yes, you can actually gain work experience every day around you. You don't need to wait to work in a corporate or formal setting before you gain work experience as an undergraduate. So I'm going to teach you how. Number one, volunteering. Volunteer. Don't just wait. It's not always going to be about money. So volunteer, okay? Then there's internship. All right, there's internship. You can actually gain real life work experience by volunteering. You can actually gain work experience by you will learn the corporate setting by volunteering in an organization or working as an intern. Then household chores. Someone was laughing when we mentioned household chores. Yes, you can actually gain work experience from household chores. Let me show you how. Number one, you will learn how to multitask. By the time you are cooking, washing plates, breastfeeding the baby, you will learn how to multitask. You will learn how to organize, because you will have to plan yourself so that your parents will know they won't scold you. You will learn how to manage your time. By the time you have pile of clothes waiting for you, you will not spend all the whole day watching TV. You will plan yourself. So you're gaining experience you don't know. You will learn reason. You will learn how to be a leader, especially if you have younger ones. That's if you are not the type that used to use stick to break their head if they misbehave. But you will learn how to lead. Just by being responsible for your younger ones, you're gaining leadership skills and experience from that. There's so much you can learn from household chores. I believe you're already, you're feeling the vibe, like you're seeing my point of view, right? Then community projects. Your community, the gutters are always blocked, always dirty, and then you decide to do a project. You call 5 of your friends. Every Thursday we'll be cleaning the community. You're gaining work experience. You're learning how to be a team leader, a team player. You're learning how to solve problems. Okay, don't just be part of the team that are always complaining, and not solving it. I'm not preferring solution. Okay, so as you engage in community development projects, you're building your skills in communication, in reporting, in budgeting. You can even from what you're doing attract the attention of the influential people in your community. Do you understand? So it's not going to be a waste. So even you can gain work experience from apprenticeship. You can also gain work experience by starting your own personal business, teaching, school work project. When you start your own personal business, it will boost your confidence, because you're able to do something that is earning you money, no matter how little. It boosts. It shows you that you can actually do something. It boosts your confidence. So yes, you can even, when you're teaching too, you're gaining work experience in your school projects. You're gaining work experience. All right. Okay. Real time example of a resume. I may skip this. I would skip this because this recording might not allow me leave the slide. Okay, so let's just move on. Harnessing your skills through personal development. Harnessing your skills through personal development. So how do you build your skills, your personal development? How do you improve on your personal development? Okay, there are several ways to improve yourself as an undergraduate, but the most important ones we highlighted are given below. Number one, be committed to learning and applying your knowledge. Right? So for the CB real life example of a resume, I'm going to do that in another video and then share. Right? So let's just complete this. We're almost done. Be committed to learning and applying your knowledge if you want to improve yourself. Don't just learn. You're just learning. You're just learning. You're just learning. You're learning. You're not giving out. No, you won't improve. You just be having information overload. Learn, apply. Teach others, help others, impact others. That's how you get better. Do you understand? Be committed to solving problems around you. Yeah, solving problems around you. So it's as simple as, cleaning the compound when you know it's dirty. Instead of shouting, this compound is dirty. Why not help to clean? Why not help to what? Solve that problem. Be teachable and accountable to someone ahead of you. It's very, very important. You can't do this journey on your own. You can't go on this journey alone. You need someone to guide you. You need the shoulders of those that have gone ahead to stand on. So you need to be teachable and accountable to someone ahead of you. Okay? Then be encouraged to start again if you fail. Very important. You cannot overemphasize that, because on this journey there will be times where you make mistakes, there will be times where you fail, but be encouraged to what? Start again. Go again. Do that course again. Take that training again. Just keep moving. Don't give up. Okay? Free educational sites to teach what you know, to access free courses rather, and earn certificates. So this holiday period, maybe you're not doing anything much, no school much, no school activities. You can go to these free sites and then access courses, improve yourself, improve your skills. Anything at all that you want to learn is on these sites. You can learn them. There are others, but these are the sites that I've used. I trust them as well. So we have Coursera, Udemy, Yali, Allison, LinkedIn Learning, Khan Academy, and Jobberman. So you're free to go to all of these sites. Just type Coursera online to take you to the site. You sign up for free, and then you start accessing so many free courses and resources. All right. Then next is free softwares to help you improve your writing skills. So maybe you've written your term paper, you've written your project, and you want to proofread for errors, because you might be typing and you didn't know that there are so many errors on your work. So you can use this free sites. We have Grammarly, we have Quillbot, we have Hemingway, Google Docs. So just copy the text of your term paper of your project and paste it on these softwares. They will help you run through and help you identify places where there are errors in your work, and you can edit them and improve your work. Alright, so it's very important. You can check out those sites. If you want me to do trainings on how to use all of the sites, also reach out to me as well and let me know. Okay, then the next is free teaching sites. There's so many teaching sites out there that you can upload your courses, and then people can go there and purchase. But then it doesn't happen overnight. Now you have to advertise whatever you're selling on these sites for you to make sales. So there's so many free teaching sites. There's Super Prof, there's Thinkific, there's Kobo Course, Aim for A Tutoring, Udemy, Shared Tutors, Just Learn, Study Pool. So when you go on just go and check this resource. Take your time and check all these resources. And if they interest you and you think you have what it takes to set up an account with them, go ahead, feel free. It's a time to learn and it's a time to explore. So you can check out the site, and who knows, you might be interested to try out one or two of them. All right. So I think we are at the end of this class. Just in time, just in time, just in time, just in time. I'm so happy that we kept this at 1 hour. Okay, so what's the project? This is your assignment. Your what? Assignment. So please, to be completed by participants. So create a basic resume applying all that you've learned in this course and submit them. Okay. This date was the dates we used when the main training held. Okay, so at the point where you're watching this, just complete the resume and then reach out to me on the group, and I will tell you how you can submit the resume you created. The resume will be reviewed and feedback will be provided to the participants via email. Okay, so please ensure that you complete this tryout, because the benefit of a training is when you apply what you've learned. So apply everything that I have shared with you today and come up with your own resume as well. Okay, so thank you. Thank you so much for listening to the very end. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on WhatsApp, and then I'll be available to answer your questions. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.